Football is back. That is if you count the Club World Cup. Welcome to Sideline Insights Football, where we'll talk everything football related. And today we'll be talking about everything that happened in the past week that you might have missed in the world of football. My name is Chris, so let's get right into it. Yeah, so we have a lot to talk about, from the international news, international football, international friendlies, to the Club World Cup, of course, and the big transfer news. How the big guys have been acting. We're going to be talking about all the big dogs in the world of football, the big clubs, and how they've been moving in this transfer window. And if you didn't know, the transfer window opened back today, the 16th of June, and it's going to be closed on the 1st of September 2025. So this is now the time to hack for the teams that have not hacked yet in the transfer window, likes of Arsenal and other big clubs in the transfer market. So let's talk about it. Let's get international news out of the way. Um, let's start with England. So England lost to Senegal in Nottingham, and it was an international friendly between both sides. And England lost 3-1 to Senegal. Senegal becomes the first African team to beat Senegal. I mean, that's remarkable. Kudos, win for Senegal, win for all of Africa. I mean, for me, I think it kind of gives us a glimpse of what to expect, in the in the World Cup in 2026. And I'm really excited. I'm super happy, super excited for them. And that's it. And the last news, the final news from the international scene is that Gattuso is now the new Italy national team. He has now been appointed as the Italy national team head coach. I mean, that's super nice, and hope he does well, and hope he can still qualify for the World Cup, because it's not really looking good for them right now. So only time we'll know about that one. Now let's go to the transfer news. Let's talk transfers. Let's talk about Arsenal. I think Arsenal are linked to a lot of players. First was Benjamin Sesko, now with the Gyökeres. Nothing confirmed yet, no don't deal yet. Just a lot of links here and there. I think the only notable news from Arsenal is that Arsenal women are going to play all their WSL games at the Emirates Stadium next season. I think that's quite remarkable, because they've been really phenomenal, even more phenomenal than the guys, and they really deserve to be appreciated and to be praised for what they've been doing. And I'm going to be supporting them next season as well, because they've been really good and phenomenal and professional about their business. They won the UEFA Women's Champions League last season, and they are currently defending champions. That's super remarkable. So let's talk about Liverpool now. Liverpool, of course, they've confirmed the deal for Florian Wirtz, 150 million, and it's going to be the third most expensive signing of all time, because that is definitely done and dusted, sealed, signed. It's just like the official announcements for Liverpool, and I think every Liverpool fan out there knows that Florian Wirtz is going to be their player. And now let's talk about Kelleher, the goalkeeper, second goalkeeper. He has now completed a move to Brentford. I'm not sure you guys know about that, but Kelleher is now a Brentford player, and the move was worth 18 million. 18 million, not 80, 18 million. And Mark Flecken, the Brentford goalkeeper, has now moved on to Bayer Leverkusen. I think that's quite remarkable. Honestly, I feel like the ways this keepers are moving as well. And Keke is also on their radar. Keke is still not a done deal yet, but it's probably going to be a done deal, because you look at Bournemouth, they've already signed another left back from Rennes, and when you see the parent club signing a replacement, a new player in the same position, I think that's a sign that it's probably going to be a done deal. So for me, let's go to Manchester City. Of course, Manchester City, they've confirmed signing of Gianni Reinders and Snuri and Cheki. They've also signed a certain Marcos Bettinelli from Chelsea as well. That's an undisclosed fee. And Steven Naipan, I'm not sure if you know about Naipan, because it was this this huge news at that time when Arsenal and Manchester City were kind of in for the same wonder kid from Norway, and he's a midfielder and everything like that. But it's now going to be a Manchester City player. The move was worth around 15 million, and I think that's actually a great move from the Norwegian. I think being coached by one of the best managers in the world is actually something that you be excited to do as a player, as a football player, as a professional. So I think that's actually a super 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 nice move for the young star. Now let's talk about Manchester United. Manchester United have confirmed the signing for Matheus Cunha, and yeah, nothing really special about that. I think it's all been we've had we've heard a lot of rumors about that for a while, and it's finally done and sealed and signed. Ericsson, Johnny Evans, and Lindelof have all been relieved. They've all been released, and they're no longer a Manchester United player. They are now out of contract, and I don't think Manchester United plans to to renew their contract. I think they are now free from their contracts, and now they can find new clubs. And I think Johnny Evans has now retired from football. I think so. I think I saw something like that somewhere online. And now Garnacho is still, I think it's clear between Garnacho and Ruben Amorim that it's not going to be a Manchester United player next season. I think it's not going to work for both parties, and I think Garnacho prefers to stay in the Premier League. But I think the most likely destination for him, according to the links that we've been seeing, is probably Chelsea, but nothing is confirmed yet. No bids yet. So only time will tell where Garnacho's future will be at next season. Hopefully in the EPL. And now let's talk about Real Madrid. Real Madrid are also they've also signed Dean Oyston, of course. That's no news. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now they're not interested in Miles Lewis Kelly from Arsenal. As an Arsenal fan, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think. I think he's from the academy from ill end, and I think he's got a lot of things about him that he's not those loyal players. I think if he's going to move, at least it's not going to be now. It's not going to be now. I think he has a lot of confidence in the team, and he's a star player, a man full of confidence right now. I don't think making that move to Real Madrid is actually something that Lewis Kelly will do, but only time will tell because we're not the player, we're not in his mind, and it is decision. And these are just links, no bids from Real Madrid or anything yet. These are just links from. And the final news from Real Madrid is that Real Madrid has extended they've extended Raul Asensio's contract until 2031. And the funny thing about this is that the release clause from that contract is at least if anything wants to kind of bring him or buy him from Real Madrid, it's going to have to pay 1 billion. I'm like, wait, is it really that good? How is that even possible? I'm sorry, but Rafa is a great player, but for me, he's not even in the top three in the world. He's not in the top three centre backs in the world right now. Let me know who your top three centre backs are in the world in the comment section. For me, it's not one of them. Let's talk about Barcelona now. Barcelona have now they've paid the release clause for Joao Garcia, their goalkeeper. Is going to be their goalkeeper, and the release clause. I'm sorry, they paid their release clause of 25 million. And it's actually nice to see that the Aspire goalkeeper is finally getting the recognition it deserves. I think it's been really really great. It's one of the best goalkeeper. He was one of the best goalkeeper last season, and it's now going to be a Barcelona goalkeeper, probably going to be their number one as well. And now let's look at finally in the world of transfers. Let's look at Chelsea. I think Chelsea they've now signed Mamadou Sarr, and he's a midfielder from Strasbourg, and he's a 19-year-old midfielder, and they've signed him until 2033. I mean, we have to actually have a talk about Chelsea and the way they sign players. Like sometimes the signings and the contract length kind of gives like the vibe of like a prison sentence or something. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know your own thought and opinion in the comment section. And yeah, they've also signed Dario Esugo. I'm not sure if I'm murdering this pronunciation of the names, but Dario Estugo from Sporting, the 20-year-old midfielder as well. I don't know what Chelsea actually, trying to do with this amount of midfielders. They've got, a strong, you know, they've got strong midfield options, and I don't really know what's going on there, but I think we'll be yet to see what happens and what they plan to do with this amount of midfielders. And he's a midfielder from, and they signed him from Sporting, just like I said, he's a 20-year-old midfielder. And they've also signed Estario William from Palmares. Apparently, he's also but he is a winger and he's 18 years old. I think that's actually something I would like to see more of because, of course, Chelsea like they need quality wingers right now. And I'm not sure if the 18-year-old will be a starter. I don't know. I don't know. With links to Garnacho and everything like that, I think only time will tell. But that's all from Chelsea. Now, finally, Nico Williams wants to play at Barcelona. I think we got links from Arsenal, from Bayern Munich, but those two teams are still very very interested in him, despite making it clear that he wants to play at Barcelona next season. We don't know what's going to happen yet, but for me, I think those teams should just and just back off and just let it be. Let it be. Nico Williams wants to go to Barcelona and maybe unite with Yami Yamal, but actually not looking looking like Barcelona can actually afford to pay his wages. I don't know because Barcelona kind of should I say broke, but maybe they have, maybe they are not, but they're kind of struggling financially and I don't think they can really afford to pay his wages because apparently if his release clause is around 50 to 60 him, and the release clause is not a problem. It's just that he's actually earning a lot, well over 200 thousand dollars per week, and I think that's probably the problem. And most teams don't really want to like kind of break their wage structure to bring in Nico Williams, and only time will tell what will happen to that deal. And finally, I think I've said finally. I think I've said finally like three times already. Pogba to AS Monaco, almost a done deal. I mean, kind of like the forgotten hero, but I think for me, Pogba is one of my favorite players, and I cannot just ignore the fact that he's been through a lot and he's trying to like get back on his feet. I have to support him. So Pogba to AS Monaco, almost a done deal. I think that's a great way to kind of start and kind of, let's say, revamp or rescue his struggling career. Before we go on the show today, let's have a quick look at the club work that is currently going on. And of course, if you don't know what the club world is all about, it's all about it's just like the name Club World Cup. It's no like the normal World Cup is about nations from different continents coming together to battle with that, and so it's the best nation when it comes to football. And this time around, the Club World Cup is all about clubs from different continents coming together to just play football, and then we get to see who who has the best quality of football in each and every of the of the continent. But for me, I think personally, we all know who's probably going to be from Europe. The level at which or the quality of football from Europe is so above every other continent, and it's just a fact. It's not even something to. It's like actually like a no-brainer. You don't have to think about it. We all know that European football is like the best. And so the Club World Cup like currently they're like playing at the group stages, and the Club World Cup now has 8 groups from Group A to Group H, and 2 teams from each group are to advance to the round of 16. And it's going to be just one a single elimination round. There won't be like away game, home game, all those things like that. We have to like play the elimination round twice. It's going to be just one, just to save the energy of the footballers. The real season is about to start. This is just for FIFA. And yeah, I think the most notable one was, that's how you know that this thing is actually really not needed. I see Bayern Munich beating Auckland City 10 goals to nothing. Like 10 goals to nothing. I can't even I can't I can't imagine what like the Auckland City fans kind of felt when they were like kind of watching that game. Like no response at all. 10 goals to nothing. And then the big one was at the game between PSG and Atletico Madrid. And PSG, that team is just something else right now, and you cannot just envy it because they don't really have like a lot of star players, but like they have quality, like quality. That is like they play proper football. That's what we've been clamoring for a while, and they finally like they kind of got it right now. Like they've got that team that seems unbreakable, unshakable. I mean, I think they're one of the teams to look out for. Obviously, you just want a Champions League full of confidence, full of everything. They're probably one of my favorites. And for me, I think PSG, of course, Real Madrid, and Manchester City are the 3 teams I'm actually like, looking forward to see at least the final or the semi-final. I think those 3 teams are probably like the favorites to win it for me. Let me know who you think is probably going to win it. But for me, It's actually a close one between Real Madrid and PSG, and actually I will actually see how they battle it out at the end of the day. Yeah, that's the news updates about everything that happened in the past week in the world of football. See you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. Share if you want to as well. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.